Have you ever wondered what really happens to a man's prostate when he masturbates every day? Get ready, because what you're about to discover today will shake everything you've been taught so far. According to renowned expert Barbara O'Neill, after analyzing over 500 clinical cases, clear patterns in prostate health began to emerge, patterns that mainstream medicine still avoids discussing. And here's the most surprising part: some of these patterns are actually positive and can transform your life. We live in a culture where talking about masturbation is still surrounded by shame and silence. Many men, especially after 40, face issues like inflammation, hormonal imbalances, and prostate congestion without even realizing that the solution might lie in a natural habit that has always been seen through a lens of guilt. But what if I told you that regular ejaculation could actually help cleanse and maintain prostate health, like an internal wash that renews vitality? If you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or older, this video will reveal what no one else has had the courage to say. Self-stimulation can be a powerful tool for prevention, balance, and even longevity. But listen, this isn't about overdoing it. It's about frequency, consistency, and lifestyle. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could permanently change how you see men's health. Imagine discovering at 45 that something as simple as daily masturbation can directly impact your prostate health. That's exactly what Barbara O'Neill found in her study of over 500 men. She noticed patterns that challenge everything traditional medicine claims, revelations ranging from alarming to surprisingly beneficial. And here's the kicker: the more consistent the self-stimulation, the clearer the benefits became. Among the findings were positive effects like improved pelvic circulation, better PSA levels, and a significant reduction in inflammation. This is partly due to hormonal stimulation and the natural release that ejaculation triggers. The body seemed to respond with more vitality, as if it was saying, "Thank you." On the other hand, unconscious or compulsive overuse showed the opposite: emotional burnout and hormonal disruption. The secret? Balance. These strange changes raised a critical question. Could masturbation, so demonized by society, actually be a natural maintenance mechanism for the prostate? When done with healthy frequency and without guilt, it seemed to strengthen cellular health, reduce prostate congestion, and even support healthy aging. So tell me, have you ever stopped to think how this habit might be affecting your body? When the prostate is neglected for too long, the body eventually sends the bill, and trust me, it's a hefty one. The absence of regular stimulation creates fertile ground for three major enemies: silent inflammation, hormonal imbalance, and dangerous cellular changes. It's like stagnant water in a closed container. Sooner or later, something's going to rot, and after 40, that risk only increases. Prostate inflammation doesn't always show up with obvious symptoms. It creeps in silently, often mistaken for mild discomfort, a heaviness in the area, nighttime trips to the bathroom, or a dull pain that comes and goes. At the same time, hormonal imbalance, especially in testosterone, affects not just the body, but also the mind. Self-esteem drops, energy disappears, and vitality fades, and all of this from a neglected habit. And the third issue? It's the most concerning: cellular changes. Studies show that lack of regular ejaculation can contribute to prostate congestion, creating an internal environment ripe for mutations and more serious conditions. This isn't fear-mongering, it's prevention. A healthy self-stimulation routine can be just as essential as brushing your teeth. Sounds extreme? Wait until you understand how the body's natural prostate cleaning system works. Have you ever thought that ejaculation might be like the body's internal cleaning system? That's exactly what happens. During the process, deep muscular contractions in the pelvic floor occur, regulatory hormones are released, and a natural flushing of old cells and accumulated substances takes place in the prostate. It's like hitting a reset button, promoting cellular health and preventing congestion. These contractions don't just boost circulation, they stimulate hormonal balance by regulating levels like testosterone and reducing inflammation risks. This natural cycle directly supports prostate health and even impacts sleep quality and mood. It's a real mind-body connection. That's why many experts now compare regular ejaculation to a form of physiological hygiene, Simple, effective, and essential. And the best part? This process doesn't require extreme effort or complicated resources. With attention, awareness, and a healthy approach, any man can integrate this habit into his daily self-care, just like drinking water or stretching in the morning. And in the next point, we'll break down the ideal frequency by age, a detail that can make all the difference between prevention and treatment. The truth is, there's no magic formula, but there is an ideal rhythm based on your stage of life. Men between 40 and 50 benefit from 3 to 4 sessions of self-stimulation per week. Between 50 and 60, 2 to 3 times weekly is optimal, and after 60, just once a week can already make a huge difference in vitality and prostate upkeep. The key is consistency, not intensity. Skipping weeks or swinging between overuse and complete inactivity does more harm than good. Think of it like a light walk. It doesn't have to be a marathon, but it does have to happen regularly. And hey, drop a comment below. What age range are you in, and how has your routine been? Have you noticed changes when you were more active? Your story might help another man on the same path. Remember, this is not about promoting mechanical behavior. It's about a conscious habit, aligned with your emotional and physical well-being. Your body responds better when it knows it's being cared for, not punished or neglected. And in the next part, we'll show real comparisons between men who adopt this habit and those who completely ignore it. And the results are shocking. You know what really stands out in the studies? The dramatic difference between men who maintain regular sexual activity and those who live in prolonged abstinence. Even at older ages, men who engage in self-stimulation regularly have more balanced PSA levels, lower prostate inflammation, and more daily energy. It's as if the body works more smoothly and efficiently, simple but powerful. And we're not just talking lab numbers. There's a visible change in energy, mental clarity, and self-esteem. Men who consciously adopted the habit report improvements in vitality, blood flow, and even emotional health. Now tell me, have you ever noticed that difference? Have you gone without it for a while and felt changes in your mood or body? This real-world contrast is further proof that prostate care doesn't need to start with pills or surgery. It begins in your routine, in the small habits, in how much attention you pay to your own body. And next, we'll talk about something almost no one discusses: how silence and shame around this topic directly affect men's emotional health. There's a silent weight many men carry, the fear of talking about masturbation. We grow up hearing that it's wrong, shameful, something for people with no self-control. That silence shapes our emotional health. Self-pleasure becomes taboo when in fact, it could be one of the keys to hormone balance, anxiety relief, and even reinforcing male identity. The truth? Taking care of yourself should never be a source of guilt. When this care is repressed, symptoms begin to surface. Irritability, insomnia, insecurity, loss of libido. Relationships suffer, self-confidence fades, and with it, the ability to express emotions. Maybe you've even noticed how much more centered and calm you feel when you allow yourself that moment, without guilt, without rushing. That's not weakness, that's self-care. It's liberating to realize that emotional health and pleasure walk hand in hand. You don't have to share everything, but if something here resonated with you, if you've lived a moment where the silence weighed heavy, feel free to leave a comment. Sometimes just knowing we're not alone already makes the burden lighter. And in the next point, we'll break everything down into 3 simple and practical pillars. Everything starts with frequency. The consistency of the practice, not excess, is what builds a strong foundation for prostate health. It doesn't have to be overwhelming. 3 times a week with intention and body awareness changes everything. When you incorporate this rhythm naturally, the body responds with more vitality, less inflammation, and better hormonal balance. The secret is turning the habit into a routine, not a burden. The second pillar is quality. It's not enough to just do it mechanically. Conscious self-stimulation, done with hygiene, comfort, and intention, activates a much healthier physiological response. Create a safe space for yourself, a moment without guilt, without rush. This intimate pause is more than physical, it's emotional. Are you doing this for yourself, or just to relieve stress? Think about that. And the third pillar is integration with your lifestyle. Prostate care goes beyond touch. It includes an anti-inflammatory diet, hydration, pelvic floor exercises, and regular checkups. When you understand that everything is connected, the shame fades, and care becomes part of your identity. Which of these pillars do you most need to strengthen today? Reflecting on that might be your first turning point. There are things we postpone until it's too late, until there's pain, a diagnosis, or something just stops working. But prostate care doesn't have to follow that path. It can start today, with small adjustments to your routine, your mindset, and the way you see yourself. Taking care of your health doesn't make you weak. On the contrary, it's a clear sign of courage and maturity. The truth is, for many men, the biggest obstacle is the fear of facing their own vulnerability. But when you understand that intimate health is just as important as any other aspect of well-being, everything shifts. You begin to see self-care like exercise, like nutrition, like life itself. Don't wait for a problem to push you into action. Anticipate, prevent, protect. And here's an invitation. How about looking at yourself with more kindness and making a commitment to your vitality? You don't have to change everything at once. Start with a habit, a gesture, a choice. If something here touched you or changed your perspective, leave a comment. Maybe your words will be exactly what another man needed to hear to start his own journey. Now that you know what no one else had the courage to tell you about the prostate, the real question is, what will you do with this knowledge? Will you keep ignoring the signs your body is sending, or will you begin to see intimate care as part of your whole body health? The choice is yours, and it may define the quality of your life in the years to come. Think about it. How many men do you know who silently suffer from issues that could have been prevented with simple habits? You don't have to be another statistic. You can start slow, with awareness, with balance. If this video made sense to you, tell me in the comments, what surprised you most? What insight shifted your thinking? And of course, if you want to keep receiving deep content like this, talking about men's health with respect, clarity, and truth, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Around here, the conversation is always real and always based on what can truly change your life.